I'm here with Adam Bogey, regional S3DA coordinator or something like that. Is that the title, or is it like Iowa coordinator? Like,
no,
how
it's
does that?
a regional deal, just state regional stuff.
Okay.
So I get a region of the state.
Okay. So you got qualified or certified or whatever you call it?
Yeah, we sat through class on Saturday. There was 5 of us that did training down.
Nice.
We did it at TO, and we're hopefully going to get a few more clubs in the state.
So did just somebody come down and teach you?
Yeah,
or, okay.
Zach and those guys.
Oh, they were.
They're certified to teach.
Nice. Okay.
So we got that. We sat through that, and yeah, we had a guy from Adel there, and he's got an indoor range somewhere. I don't have the details. He's been here at the shop. I've seen him once or twice here at the shop.
Okay.
So, but he's going to start something over there. So we'll have something on that side of the state,
That'd be cool.
which is kind of nice. But there's a lot of good things coming.
Yeah, I hope so.
I mean, it'd be nice. We're going to work on, the S3DA, they can shoot our qualifiers and make that an S3DA shoot too.
Mm-hmm.
So we can kind of mirror them together.
Which is a good idea. Good thing anyways.
They get a little more. But the bad thing is their nationals is the week before Metropolis. Once the nationals,
that makes it tough.
Once their nationals is done, it's over with. So it really doesn't give them much time to get shoots in.
Yeah.
I mean, Metropolis is in June.
Mm-hmm.
You get, April, May. I mean,
yeah, it's not very much.
April's cold. I mean, they've been shooting the last few weeks in Illinois because they're part. The group they're with, they're kind of traded with Illinois.
Okay.
So it works out good for them. They're in Burlington, so right across the river. But if we can get more around the area here, which is going to be good, and they're going to start shooting some outdoor target this year.
That'd be cool.
And it's shot at one distance.
Just the 50 meter, or well, for
yeah,
them,
it depends on the age and
yeah.
I don't remember all. I'd have to look.
Yeah,
it up,
it's probably the same as USA Archery or something.
It is. It follows USA Archery.
Yeah.
So the 3 things the S3DA follows is ASA, USA Archery, and FAA.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, because they do the half indoor.
They do the half indoor.
Yeah, of the 60 arrow 5-spot round or whatever.
Yep. So the rules, everything follows that basically.
They don't do a half Vegas, do they?
No, they don't do any Vegas.
Oh, really?
No,
that sucks. But it is what it is.
But it's something, if there's interest, I know the kids would shoot it.
Mm.
So, that's the kind of cool part about that. One thing I didn't know about it, and I found out this weekend, come September to the end of November, they cannot have any sanctioned shoots.
From the end of what to what?
Towards the end of September to November, they cannot have any sanctioned shoots.
Really?
That is time for them
to hunt. Yeah.
That is part of the thing. This is nice. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That they do that.
Yeah.
I mean,
so you don't have to sacrifice anything. Yeah.
Yeah. Which makes it work. You can teach the kids the hunting side of the stuff, they work on it. I mean, I like that aspect.
Yeah.
Of it. So
that is cool.
But otherwise, I'm kind of excited. It's just something without the kids. Where are we going?
Yeah. I mean, ultimately.
Really.
Yep.
I'm getting older. And you're getting older every day.
Yeah.
But, it's.
Remember when I used to be the young person, but yeah, not anymore.
Yes.
Not anymore. Not really.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast before, but it's just something I thought was weird is like ASA doesn't do like youth. There's no youth class for judging. Steve brought this up to me. Steve Breakout.
I know.
It's like, how can you expect to have another Levi if you don't have a class?
I mean, we were even all the S3DA is marked.
Mm-hmm.
It's known yardage, and you're right. I wish they'd go back to the half and half class.
Yeah, the half and half makes the most sense.
I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'd be frustrating, but a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I would do it.
Yeah. Half and half for a kids class, I think would probably be pretty good. And so they kind of get to decide which one. But even if they just had 2 defined ones, that'd be fine too. Just because, I don't know. It might be going towards known, but like if you're going to make the classes like that, it has to go towards known. There's no option because it's not like some kid that's been shooting known their entire life is going to be like, oh, I'm going to try unknown. There'll be a few, but not very
Yeah,
many.
because I think the first known class you have is open 40,
Yeah,
which
probably.
makes sense. Well, why can't they take a bow hunter class
Mhm.
and make it unknown?
Yeah, which is weird too, is that they don't have that. That also, yeah, that also makes the most sense to me. Is like if you had a bow hunter class that was half and half, because it's like half the shots you take you might range, half the shots you might be like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I know what the distance is or whatever.
Yeah, I mean it'd be something different. Yeah,
Yeah.
but so well, the coming weekend be so there's only a couple shoots I know of. Border Brigade has a shoot up at Big Woods. Washington County has a shoot, and Ottumwa has their ASA qualifier this weekend.
Mhm.
So a lot of shoot. There's for if you live in central part of the state, there's a lot of shoots.
Mhm.
I'm not for sure what's going on up north. I don't. That's the ones I've found.
Mhm.
So Ottumwa, if you haven't been there, that course it's not bad. It's probably really close to an ASA style.
I'm trying to remember which one
So
that is.
I've talked about Washington County before. It's really good. Border Brigade would be a lot of fun up there.
Mhm.
It's that's 40 targets up there at Border Brigade this weekend.
Okay.
So, yeah. Otherwise, yeah, there's a lot going on. So you just got back from Minden.
Nope. Unfortunately,
You didn't do bad.
I didn't do how I wanted.
Another top 5.
Yeah, that's not what I wanted, but it is what it is.
Well,
Yeah.
still, it's a top 5.
Yeah, I can't complain. I mean, I was thinking about that on the way back, is like, because I was very disappointed because I know what I could have done. But if last year, so right now I'm second in shoot of the year, and if last year I would have known that I would be second in shoot of the year in K50, I'd probably be pretty cool with that. But right now, I'm not, obviously, but it's just a matter of perspective. But you know,
Yeah.
it's something.
Yeah. A bunch of Iowa people went down there.
Oh yeah, Roger got second.
Yeah.
You
Jacob
know,
got 4th,
yep.
and
Jeff Hopkins got first.
Jeff and Bryce Hinkle got 6th.
Nice.
Who else? Who am
There
I
was
missing?
more, but we have to pull up the
Oh,
thing.
well, who am I missing in the top? That'd be it.
I think
yeah.
Jason got 11. He made
Jason
sure to
got
say
11.
that.
Yeah,
in the
Jason got
Facebook
11.
comments.
And
I don't know if he listens to this.
Deacon went. The Lawlesses went.
Uh-huh.
And I read something really funny. He had a post today that someone took his daughter's lens out of her bow on the range.
Huh. Really?
Yeah.
Like they caught him or what?
No,
what?
she went to grab her bow and the lens is gone. It's
Like
wow.
fell out or disappeared or
Someone
like
took
it was gone?
Someone took it.
That's pretty fucking weird.
Yeah,
Honestly.
it's like, I never would have thought something like that happened, but
Yeah.
and I still don't think it will. But obviously something happened to her, Melissa's bow, and that's a very unfortunate.
Yeah, that sucks.
I mean, because those lenses, she shoots the same scope we do. Those lenses don't fall out. You have to take it
No.
apart. You know.
Yeah. She shoots an Optum or whatever.
I think
or
so.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's-
all lenses are.
Yeah, most of them are
They're
pretty
not
much
gonna
the same
fall
thing.
out,
You got to
but-
screw something in.
That just that's very disappointing to hear.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
But
Hmm.
it's not all that way. It's just every once in a while you have one bad person
Yeah.
that ruins it all for everybody. But
Yeah, no
it is
kidding.
what it is, and move on. Now you know. Don't leave your stuff unattended.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, that sucks.
But otherwise, so how was Minden? I saw it was
Very
a little,
muddy.
I thought it was a little wet, huh?
Yeah, very muddy. It wasn't really that wet per se, except for the mud. It rained a little bit on the last day, but it was more of a mist at most times. And when it did come down, I mean, I don't know how bad it came down outside of the trees because we were in the trees when I heard it. Like I'm like, ooh, it sounds like it's coming down, but it was pretty short lived. They thought it was gonna be thunderstorms and stuff like that, and it was like, I doubt it. I don't know. There's just like something like that. It always seems to just pass by at the ASAs, except for like one time that I know
Yeah.
of. But I'm sure it's been more than that. But it was definitely really, really muddy from the beginning. Because like when we were heading down on Wednesday, it was raining like all the way down, and it was even way down there, and it was like yeah, this is gonna be bad. So I bought.
You didn't have your rubber boots?
I didn't, but the reason was I was like, if it's muddy, I don't care because they are so uncomfortable. Because they were like $10 Walmart ones.
Oh, I remember you had them in Foley.
They hurt so bad, and so I was like, yeah, I was like, okay, I guess I'm spending money on rubber boots because I was like, I'm not gonna wear those ever again. So I was like, okay, let's go to Bass Pro, and I'm gonna like spend a little bit of money, and like hopefully I just don't have to buy a set for a while. They're only like $70, but they were like redhead, whatever.
Yep.
Definitely a good investment because yeah, they were pretty comfortable. Like they weren't bad at all. And then definitely saved me on the mud, except for one time. I was trying to get pictures of Jason and Deacon and Jacob, and I was like, I was just like doing this. And I wasn't paying attention. I just stepped straight into a fucking hole. It was like,
did it go over your boot?
Yeah, it was like all the way, and it was like, well, that sucks. It worked the day before it and the day after, but that day was pretty bad. But I think I shot better that day.
Had
So
a wet foot.
yeah.
So,
But other than that, yeah, it was just really muddy.
what were the courses like down there? Because this is their second year down there.
Yeah. So it was super weird. Because so the practice range was incredibly short in most of in the areas, especially the long side was very, very short, like for what it should be, probably.
Yardage wise, short.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was like very confusing. Like, so that now they have like D, C, B, and A ranges for the practice range, and it gives you a range of where it is. I don't remember what the long side is, like 35 to 50 or whatever. Those were very short on average, like 40, 35, a lot of them, like a couple or maybe one at 50. But then the B range is what I shot most of the time because the B range was like, actually had some at max distance and it was like in a tunnel and like dark and all that stuff. The practice range was pretty dark. But it was a lot of confusing stuff. Like there was a lot of different between ranges. Like the practice range was incredibly dark. The GPO range was somewhat dark, somewhat light. It depends on like literally the side of the range you were on.
Or what time of day you shot it.
Yeah. Oh, so the practice range in the morning sucked because you had like this crazy backlight, like a London thing. But like you pretty much needed an umbrella. But and then where I shot the team shoot was on a completely different range, and it was the opposite side of the whole facility as where I shot my real ranges, and those were very bright, like all of them pretty much. And then where I shot my actual range, I was practicing the day before, like short ones, because I just kept struggling with them, like because it was just so easy. It was like over aiming and stuff like that. And I was just like, okay, the practice range is short as hell. The GPO is not that long. I was like, we're just gonna have like a really short course. It wasn't. It was about like typical, like Foley. It felt really similar, which is what Benning pretty much felt like. Benning felt easier than either of them, but it was like, you had your whatever ones at max, and then a bunch of them at like 45-ish, and then like a couple at like 39 or whatever. We didn't have any like what do you call it, like 5-yard targets or whatever. We had like one at like 27 or 25. But that was the closest target that I remember.
Really?
But yeah, so pretty typical.
Who'd you shoot with the team shoot?
I can't remember now. I don't remember off the top of my head their names, but yeah, they were good people though.
Yeah.
They were good people. They were cool. But yeah, even so the range we shot on, so like C and D were right next to each other and they were totally different in terms of lighting. Like one was way brighter. And the D range was like a lot of back and forth in lighting.
Really?
And it made it a little bit tricky. And I kept switching out peeps because it was like, this is too bright. And then I go to the next one. I was like, I think this is bright enough to where I can use the small peep. And it was like, I'm literally letting down and switching my peep right now. Like, I don't care. It was bad. It was like difficult in that way, but it wasn't difficult. I mean, Dane Johnson shot 32 up on one of those courses. So
that's pretty good.
And then the second day, I don't know who shot the highest on that one, but somebody shot, I think, 30 or something.
Well, look what Jeff did.
Yeah.
On day one.
Yeah.
26 up for, that's damn good.
Yep. Yeah, it was pretty nuts.
It's.
Yeah, because he would have been first in the Open Pro shoot down, going into it at least, but.
Yeah.
Yep.
But still, that's pretty good shooting.
It was pretty nuts. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Judging.
Got 3 more left.
Yep.
That'll be into that. But so London's next.
Mm-hmm. You gotta get a dark setup apparently.
Yeah. You'll get dark set up. You won't shoot the power lines.
Probably that'd be interesting if they switch that up. But I usually, I mean, I have the like different peep set up, so it'd be fine. Whatever they throw. But
So so equipment wise, you're not gonna change a whole lot. Just work.
probably not. I mean, if I do anything, it might be like stabilizer, balance, or small stuff like that. Maybe a little bit of draw length, maybe release. But in reality, like I don't know if I need to change anything. It's just like a matter of like mental problems.
Yeah, you said you're hitting behind the pin.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I mean,
It would hit wherever I dip banged it to. So I don't know. It would. I just had a lot of like. It'd be aiming, and the last second it would go left, right, down, up, whatever it wanted to do. And it was just because it was in my mind. Like on the GPO, when I was like relaxed, not nervous, I would aim at it and I would hit it, and that was just like it. And then I got nervous, missed 2 on the GPO, but and that's pretty much what happened in my round, except it was way more nervous. Just because I think it's just for me, like I get way more nervous. I used to not get nervous at 3D because there was no expectation and stuff like that. But it's like if I know what I'm capable of, that's when I get nervous. Like if it's like that's what used to happen to me with NASP. Like I'd be shooting scores in practice. I'd be like, go to a tournament. I'd be like, I could win this, and then that would be the problem because I knew I could win it. It was just a matter of doing it.
So how do you work on that though? I mean,
I don't know. I think it's probably.
I mean,
I have some ideas.
It's mental. It's all mental.
Yeah.
I mean, but you keep track of your score. I don't.
Yeah.
So I never know where I'm at.
Yeah.
And I like it that way.
Yeah.
I need to shoot this target.
I would know either. Which that's a good way to look at it. Ultimately, the only time looking at the scores is really beneficial if it's like there are, because like when you do it that way, there you take a certain percentage of risk of like I'm either going to hit it. I have this percentage of missing and hit an 8. I have this percentage of hitting a 10. I have this percentage of hitting a 12. And you play the averages and you're like, okay, if I play my game and I do it successfully at these targets, I should be at this score.
Yeah.
But where it's beneficial looking at scores sometimes is if like you're on the low percentage of the probability or whatever, like you're not hitting as much as your average would be. And it's like, okay, now I need to take more risk just because like it doesn't matter at this point. I'm going to need it in order to like place anywhere you want to be. But for me, I don't think that helped me very much this weekend. I mean, it did in some ways, but not really. I don't know. But I think working on it, like there's a few things I'm going to try. Talk to Alex Moss. I'm going to try some things just to like try to get my shot execution a little bit more, I guess, like bulletproof to where hopefully I can do it even when I'm nervous. And then also just I think I'm going to do some like Instagram or Facebook Live things, just shooting and trying to put the pressure on myself.
Yeah.
To try to get that feeling. And so then I can overcome it.
It's hard to work on that feeling.
Yeah. That's the problem.
It's really hard.
Yeah. Because the thing is it's all a feeling. Like nothing actually changed except for that feeling that you have. Like the target didn't change, nothing changed. Like your bow didn't change. It's just like you have this like tiny bit of doubt because you see a little bit more movement in your picture. But it's
and really, I mean, shooting our qualifiers, it's still ASA, but I don't get the butterflies at those like I do at the Pro-Am.
I don't either. I still get a little bit, but it's
just because I'm more nervous for the first 5 shots at a Pro-Am.
That's usually how I am. That was not how it was this time.
Down.
Yeah, that's usually how I am. It was not this way this time.
It's like, hey, you can do this shit.
Yeah.
Put your ass and shoot.
Pretty much, yeah.
But it's, just.
Some of that's the luck of the draw, too. Like, because you can have the nervy start, but then if you get lucky and hit them, then it's almost like that like can really set you up. If you just get lucky and hit them, because now you're like, oh, I'm nervous and I hit them. And so then you calm down, and then it's like freight train. But
yeah, if you shoot at 8 right out the gate, right out of the gate.
Yep.
That's a mental block.
Yep. Which I didn't have one right out the gate, but I had one like in the first 5 targets for sure, 2 of them. And that was like really hard because I think it was after 10 targets, I was 4 or 6 up. And I was like, oh man.
Well, it's like this weekend. Me and Pat went down to Steve's Lepics and shot. And first few targets, shots were breaking good. Then shots were breaking good. Then all of a sudden, shots broke good, and they weren't hitting where they were supposed to.
Yeah.
And it could have been the 50-mile-an-hour winds, highly possible, more than likely. But it's like I'm hitting low now. Now I'm hitting high. It's like, it's just,
That's probably almost for sure the win. Just because the arrows are so big, it makes it unpredictable.
and it's frustrating. It's like, and it goes, why'd you go shoot in the wind? Well, because you got to practice.
Yeah.
Because who's to say we go to a Tumwa this week and it's not windy?
Mm-hmm.
You got to learn how to do. I mean, it sucks, but
Yep.
it's one of those things you got to do. It's like shooting in the rain. Nobody practices shooting in the rain.
No. Yeah.
You probably should,
Yeah.
but nobody does.
Yeah. Which we got a little bit of that this weekend, but not really. But yeah, I picked up some stuff. Put a Ziploc around my light and stuff, and put a cover on my peep, which normally I only do for dust, but nothing ever got in it, so I don't know what that'd be like. But I like what's I think Steve Breecount said this once, where he was like, if it starts raining really bad or if it's like windy really bad, then now you need to change your mindset from 12s being what you need to 10s being what you need.
Yeah.
Because a 10 is now a 12, especially in wind.
100%.
Especially in wind.
100%.
But
I guess I never thought of it that way.
Mm-hmm.
I would have thought of I need to hit the target.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but a 10 is a big advantage.
Yeah.
And so like in the wind, if you just like, okay, I know it's going to hit like this far ish, it might hit, but it's like, okay, if I hold on the left edge, I should probably catch a 10
or bubble into it, or
yeah,
and I'm not going to go into what bubbling into it is because I don't know how. I don't know how it works, but all I know is it works.
Yeah. I don't do it on purpose. I do it on accident sometimes.
Yeah, I do it on accident too. It's like, well, that didn't break it, but it's just the way it is sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's the wind. The wind is awful. I'm tired of the wind right now.
Yep. That's why I shoot ASAs. I don't like the wind.
Yeah.
That's why I don't shoot target events.
Can
That many.
you imagine shooting outdoor target in this wind?
Yeah, that would suck.
Suck.
It would suck, but it'd also be. It would be fun for me in a way because it'd be like, because it's kind of maybe at that point it's kind of like the 9 ring is now a 10 in that way, but the same way. But I don't know. And then it'd also be fun because it's like, ooh, now you get to punch it, like, and it's okay. It's actually probably a benefit.
Yeah, we need to punch it right now.
Yeah,
Pow.
yeah. No matter how bad you are at punching is probably the best way in like wins like that.
Yeah, but yeah, did they have a lot of people down there?
Yeah, I don't know what the numbers officially were, but it felt like a decent amount. There was a little bit less in my class. I think there was like, I'd have to look again. I think there was like 75 or something like that. So not as much, but pretty good.
That's still pretty good for K50.
Yeah.
That's still a lot of people.
Yeah. Felt pretty decent. I don't know.
I see Shaw was on top.
Yep. He's a good guy. I like him. Like legitimately, like there's a few people in my class that I don't necessarily like. And they're not at the top right now, so I'm cool with that. So, I mean, I hope they do get to the top because I want to beat them. Like that was one of them I wanted to beat in Benning, and I did. And it was like, well, they weren't on top, so it's like, well, shit, that's not the right goal at that point. I don't know, but
I will say our class is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it can be.
It really, K50 is a lot of fun to shoot.
Yeah, it's more fun than some of the other ones for sure.
It sounds intimidating, but it's not bad. So the first K50 class I shot was in Metropolis. I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be difficult as shit.
Mm-hmm.
The first day I was in my head and shot bad. I shot 6 down first day.
Okay.
And ended up shooting 2 down for the weekend.
Okay. So you came back, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay. At the second day, this isn't that bad.
Mm-mm.
The targets are angled and you just got to figure this shit out.
Mm-hmm.
I started looking at that, and this weekend, there's a few targets that Steve has quartered. I'm shooting them. I shot. Okay. I hit back. Pat goes, you hit back? Yep. I didn't say nothing. Pat goes, I hit back too. I go, Pat, it's quartered. How do you see that? I go, look at your arrow. Look at after you shoot, you can kind of look at the arrow and square it up to the target.
Yeah.
And you can tell.
Yep.
But sometimes they were turned just enough
or you couldn't see
tell.
it easiest. Yeah.
So, but that's the plus of not going first sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah,
Yeah.
there can be a lot of pluses to not going first, especially if it's like a black target or something. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Otherwise,
Yeah, but yeah, Aaron shot good. I don't know where else I was going with that, but I don't know. But he's cool.
yeah.
I actually like him, so I
Yeah.
don't know.
Good.
Yeah,
Well, I've decided I'm going to go down the Archer's Mark rabbit hole.
yeah, yeah. I can help you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It's
I
not
know.
too complicated. A lot of
No,
people are.
it's getting it set up first.
Yeah,
Doing all the measurements.
yeah.
Then once you get that done, you're fine. But I never would have thought I needed that. But I'm starting to notice being a half a yard off.
Hmm.
And never thought I'd ever notice that, but I am now.
Yeah,
So,
you can. Just the
at
average.
least at my shorter distance stuff, I am.
Hmm.
You know, between 35 and shorter,
Mhm.
I notice it. So that means
Not a bad thing.
no, it's not a bad thing. It's just then Paige was talking about it on her Instagram and stuff, and it's a pretty philosophy how it works.
Yeah.
I mean the scale's there. That scale's pretty accurate
Hmm. Yep.
on the back of the site. So
Way more accurate than squinting at a sight tape. That's the main
Well,
thing I like it for.
yeah, that's it. You're getting the rangefinder out and going backwards. Man, this has got to be something better than this.
Hmm. That's the
You
annoying
know.
part to me. But yeah, the main thing that makes it work is that whole dial on the top. How you can see the small numbers on the side on the top.
Yep.
Because yeah, and then so I'll show you when we get into it. But it only tells you yard increments. But then after that, you can calculate at each distance. Each click is 0.05, and so you would divide whatever or minus subtract the numbers. So like, let's say at 50 you subtract. Let's say your 50 yard is 50. And let's say your 49 yard is 49. Obviously, it wouldn't be like 0.00.
Mm-hmm.
So the difference there is 1.0. So that is is that 50 clicks, right?
Yeah.
Because if it's 0.005 or 0.05, divide that by, or divide 1.00 divided by. Fuck! I just do it on my phone.
Yeah, do it on your phone.
I can't do it in my head. Divided by.
Isn't it 10 clicks per?
So it'd be 20 clicks for that specifically. And so let's say that is your distance between 49 and 50. So that would mean that a yard at 50 yards is 20 clicks.
Yep.
And so that by extension means that 2 clicks is a tenth of a yard. And so if you need to know a tenth of a yard, you just go, okay, say it's 49.3. You click it, 49.3. You'd set it to whatever your 49 mark is, which in this example, it's 49.00.
Yep.
Then you'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you have 49.3 because you did the 2 clicks. And you do that at each distance or I do it in like 10 yard increments to know what it is. Because like for me at 50, it's like 14. So 1 click is almost a tenth.
Yep.
So every 3 clicks, I add a fourth, and then that'll be about accurate. And then at like 25, it's 10. It's perfect. It's a 1-to-1. So like a click is a tenth. And then 20, it's like 6. So it's a little bit off, but it's fine. But because you don't need to be that precise at 20. But yeah, that's why I like it, because I know what I need to add, and it's usually pretty like easy because now I just have it memorized. Blowing your mind with that, or do you understand?
No, I get it. I get that part.
Yeah.
I understand all that. I mean, it's just,
So that's how you can dial it literally to the tenth of a yard, which is
Yeah.
why I like it for that. But yeah. And then also, so like if you needed to change your marks, it's not, I wish they just had a slot. Like this app would be so much better. But there should just be a slot to change something on the day. Like let's say you're, like usually for me, if I go to 3D targets or a different range, it might be, I'm like a half yard high or something. That's usually like from bags to 3D. It'll be like that. Not always, but there should be like a slot where you can just like take that off and it'd be done. There isn't, but you can do it basically the same way I just described that, but you do 49 or 50 mark minus 49, and then you go in between and you subtract that from the 50 mark. You put that in, and then you do the same thing at 20. Or actually, so I said that wrong. Take your 50 mark and you take your 20 mark.
Yeah.
You subtract those, you have a number. And then so you go down halfway at 50 and you subtract from that number that mark you got from 20. And so like for me, it's like 16.15. So I do half yard are 50, and then I subtract 16.15. That's not my new 20 mark, and I just put that in for the day.
Oh,
So it's not that bad, but it's a little bit annoying because they could just have a fucking button for it or something. But
oh, everything's getting better.
yeah, I don't know if they've updated that fucking thing in years. I don't think they have.
But it works. I mean,
Yeah,
I think a lot of your target sites have that capability.
yeah. I don't know if
Capability.
any that. Well, there's definitely some that don't, but they're like the ones that are kind of like the speed dial ones.
Yeah, you got to have clicks.
Yeah,
I think, to make it work. But
yeah.
yeah, I've got. Yeah, I've been stockpiling stuff for the new bow.
Yeah.
All I've got left to do is see the site.
You gonna get a new Excel?
Yeah. Yep.
I think you said you're gonna have that Metropolis, right?
Yeah, I get it down there, and maybe I'll have the new one here by then.
The new bow, you mean?
Yeah. I'm not going to shoot it for this 3D season.
Yeah.
I'll get it all set up for indoor. We'll just go from there.
Yeah. I'm not near that patient, but
Yeah, but it takes me a little bit to get used to a new bow.
it definitely does.
Because I'm going to go from 60 to 70 pounds.
Mm.
So,
That'd be a little bit of adjustment for sure.
but from what I've told, I think me and Pat are getting one to demo. So
What do you mean?
they're giving us one to demo.
Like to show other people, or what do you mean?
Yeah.
Like you guys have to share it?
No, we're going to do a review on it.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Gotcha. That'd be cool.
Yeah, so if you're listening, we may have it down here and compare it to a few bows that are similar to it.
Okay.
We can actually go through some numbers and give it an honest to God comparison
Mm-hmm.
between the Matthews Phase 4 and probably the SS34
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and what Hoyt would be close to.
VTM 34, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, I mean, they'd be close, and compare it with them bows and do speed test and, you
Mhm.
know, and give it that way when we do that. And it may be I call it the target bow segment when we do it. And
Yeah.
we can do all that testing.
Yeah.
Pat can sit down with us and we can go over the data,
Mm-hmm.
what we've got, and let guys know what data we have from all them bows, and they can choose,
Yeah.
you know, because all them bows you can hunt with.
Mm-hmm.
Every bow we talked about, the X-Lite 33, the Phase 4 33, the SS34, and the Hoyt,
Mm-hmm.
they're all hunting bows.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're going to know your specs on it. Then you just got to shoot them, see what you like.
Yep. 100%.
I mean, it'd be so. There's so many people that do that. I mean, to get an
No.
honest review, there's always some biased.
No, that's why. I mean, I thought about doing reviews on. I mean, I'll probably do it on some stuff, but probably not bows. If I ever do reviews on like my own channel or whatever, but just because now I'm like signed with Bowtech, like regional staff or whatever, and I don't know, but there isn't anybody who does it that's not biased, pretty much.
Yeah,
Um,
and I'm on the expedition staff, and we're going to give a honest review on that bow. 'Cause
Yeah.
you need to.
Mhm.
I can't just blow smoke and say it's the best thing ever,
yeah,
but you might not like it.
yeah,
I mean, it's
Yep.
just everybody has their own taste
yep.
of bow.
Yep. Which when people come in here and we sell them a bow, it's everything that we have in stock. We just let them try it. It's like you might as well just try everything since you're here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
because
definitely.
you might like something that you didn't know. I don't really push anything. It's just like if they ask me like what is my opinion, I'll tell them like this one is smoother, this one is quieter, this one has less vibration, this one is faster. That's actually like the four. I mean, it's like PSC's the fast one, Matthews is the quiet and the dead one. Bowtech I think is the smoother one. Matthews kind of in between on the smoothness, you know.
I think they've all got their thing.
Yeah, they all have their thing. Like PSC, you're getting if you want fast. That's
Yeah.
usually how it is. And, you know, Hoyt is like a little bit of aesthetic. Some people like, you know, different grips more. But yeah, there's just a bunch of different stuff.
And like we talked about before, it's the same in the target bows. Whatever bow you like.
Yeah, it's literally just, it ends up usually coming down to like one thing. Because none of them are really bad anymore.
Most of my stuff is based on draw cycle.
Yeah.
90% of it.
Yeah. I don't know if I would say that for me, but I definitely don't mind the draw cycle I have right now.
No.
Even the Hoyt I tried earlier this year, yeah, I felt like it was pretty good. And then I went to the 39. I was like, yeah, this is definitely better than that one though. But yeah, and then I shot the Expedition. That's pretty smooth boat too. So, but yeah,
So that's something we
no
might
bad
have
boats.
down the road here. And because we're getting closer to hunting season. Hopefully, we have Mark or Nick on here eventually. They can talk about Africa, or
Yep,
they're gonna shoot a cat.
yep,
Meow.
yeah. I think they're both gonna, which is pretty nuts. They're both
It
gonna
is.
shoot lions.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to be employed. I like to have a job, and I don't want the job. I don't want is manager. So I don't want them both to die either. So
They'll be
that would
fine.
suck. Yeah, I'm sure they will be.
But
Yeah, I
that's,
don't know.
that's something we need to get and talk about, because that Africa trip that Mark sets up is just amazing.
Yeah,
From
yeah.
what everybody says. I mean,
Yeah, and it's a good. I mean, I'm not trying to plug an ad for it, but it's a good experience, and it's not that expensive. I think it's like
no, I was
$4,000 for the
surprised. Yeah.
package or something like that,
Yeah.
and then plus your plane ticket, and you get like I don't even remember how many animals, but like a bunch of them.
Yeah.
and you just get
So-
to go to Africa, which is a just different experience.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we're not trying to plug it. It's just
yeah,
it's,
I mean, yeah,
you know, like I
it's
said,
cool.
It's all about all these guys are from Iowa doing it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
and they're all shooting bows. So
Yeah.
that's one way to get hunting is part of it.
yeah,
It's
and
just-
yeah,
it really is.
yeah. Everybody that's gone over there has said that was like the funnest hunt that they've been on in terms of like, there's just like you get to do everything, you know. But I don't know.
Yeah, it's all fun shooting a bow. But yeah, this weekend a qualifier in Washington, Border Brigade. There's shoots to be had this weekend, but
What's your plan for this weekend?
I am probably gonna go shoot Sunday.
And you're gonna be at a different shoot on Saturday, or are you gonna
No,
go both
I got
days?
something else going on Saturday,
Okay.
so I may have to work. I don't know.
Hmm.
If I'm not working, I may be going to Cedar Falls with my
Yeah.
daughter home. So
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able
there's
to go or
something
not.
going on. Yeah. So
Hey, it is what it is.
yeah. So, but yeah, no, I'll go Sunday. So
All right.
it'll probably rain that day.
Yeah.
The
Is
way
that
the weather looks.
Is that the forecast?
Yes,
Saturday look better.
it does.
Okay.
I don't know. Oh, but I think Mike is picking up the new targets tomorrow.
For
Tumble.
okay.
So
Nice.
We get a new course for them.
Wow. So it's gonna be fresh.
Yeah, that's gonna suck.
Well, it'll suck in some ways. It'll be interesting to aim on. I mean, it'll be actually good practice to aim on.
Yeah, because they're fresh targets.
Yeah. Which I mean, usually they're not ultra fresh when we shoot them, but
No, because the pros already shot them.
yeah,
There's some arrow holes, but
it'd be
not
cool.
holes. They're just marks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Yeah, get this season going. I'm definitely ready for the wind to die and get a little heat.
Yep.
Just a tad.
Which I
chilly.
think does happen this week,
Yeah,
right?
they're talking the 70s
Yeah.
this weekend.
So it'll be all right.
That'll be fine, as long as it's not 100-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to that.
Yep.
But
Okay.
yeah, we're going. So well, that's all we got, guys. Stay tuned
Yep.
next week.
See you later.
Yep.